Hi, this is Heather from Strings and Threads. Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for coming and visiting with me today. I enjoy all of you so much. I love our back and forth communication. I love when you guys respond in my comments, and you make it so easy for me to respond back. I really enjoy you guys. I really appreciate everybody who comes to visit, whether you're new or whether you've been with me for a long time. If you're new, hi, thank you so much for taking a chance on this station. And if you've been with me all along, thank you so much for sticking it out with me and for, having a chance for us to get to know each other and create a wonderful yarny community. I love this so much. I like to start with a question of the day, not mandatory, just something for fun for us to get to know each other. And today's question is, what was the coolest thing you accomplished as part of a team? I didn't make this question up. I actually looked this one up. Some of them I've been making up because, there's just stuff that I think about. My mind, just has all kinds of things it thinks about. And then other days I'm like, I'm not feeling too creative in this area today, so I'll just look up a question. So what was the coolest thing you accomplished as part of a team? And I'd have to say, I worked for about 8-ish years at a special needs school as a music therapist. And that was probably the most exciting job that I had. I really, really enjoyed it. The kids at the school, they all lived there. They were very, very low functioning. I think most of them were nonverbal. So it was really exciting to be the music therapist there because most of the kids responded so positively to music. Some of the other therapies they weren't too thrilled about, I guess physical therapy or occupational therapy, when if you're experiencing pain or you can't communicate that this is too much, that could be more challenging. But everybody really seemed to enjoy coming for music time. And I remember working with a 12-year-old girl, and she loved music. She would come in and she was nonverbal, completely nonverbal. And I would play piano and she would sing. I just kind of let her express what she wanted to express through singing that day, because she loved to sing. She would just sing it on the syllable ah, And so I was trying to get her to mimic sounds. And I know this happened in my room, but I wasn't the only one that worked with her. She had speech therapy, she had her teachers, she had all kinds of people working with her. So this was really part of a team, but even though this happened in my classroom. So I would get her, she would be doing ahs and ahs, and then, so one day I was like, ma, 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 and she would sing with ma, 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 and then we would go pa, 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 and she would do that. And then one day I just happened to be doing a video of her because her mom really enjoyed seeing her sing. And, she saw the camera up there and she's like, mama, mama, mama. And that was the first time that she ever spoke anything that, was really something significant. I know it was only one word, but it just felt like such a big accomplishment. And I was so excited that we were filming that day, because I then sent, back in those days, I think it was a VHS tape. Sorry, I'm showing my age. It wasn't even a DVD, it was like a VHS tape. So I made a VH copy of it and I sent it to her mom in the mail, because the school was residential, she didn't go home. And the mom was so appreciative. And it was just, I think that was one of my favorite work-related moments in my life. I really enjoyed that a lot. And that was a team effort. I know it happened in my classroom, but she received all kinds of other therapies besides what I was doing. So anyway, I know a lot of you will say, why aren't you working with that right now? Well, when my kids were born, I decided to stay home with them. And this, I'll try to make this brief because I know this is about yarn. It isn't about like my life story. But I decided to stay home with them, which ended up being a very positive thing because one of my sons is autistic. And I have a link to his station. He talks about what it's like to live with autism. He's a teenager now. And he's almost at 200. He's trying to get 200 by the end of the year. So if you wouldn't mind going and checking him out. Anyway, since I was home, I got to really work with him a lot and make sure that he was getting all the therapies he needed, you know, even before school started. So he was doing all kinds of things. It was a really positive thing. But once the kids went back to school and my youngest was in first grade, I started working as an aide, you know, and I thought, this is great. I have the same days off as the kids. I don't have any teacher and services to deal with. I don't have anything like that. But then now that they're getting older, I have tried to find other positions like that. And part of the problem is that, especially schools, they would prefer to hire people fresh out of college because I have a lot of years experience plus a bachelor's and a master's degree. So they would have to pay me more. So I've had quite a few interviews and I would say like 95% of the jobs were given to the people right out of school. The other one was just like, I had one that was a different situation. There were politics involved and, you know, you just have to go with the flow. Some things in your life are just out of your control. So I'm just kind of resigned that I guess I'll be, you know, an aide for the rest of my career. So anyway, that wasn't my reason to come on here. My reason to come on here was to talk to you guys and let you know that I have been following somebody, their YouTube station name is Krafting Kitty. Her name's Erin. And I see that her husband gets on pretty frequently, either with her or by himself on that channel too. They talk about all kinds of yarny things. But she does something that I really, really like. She does something called Creator Spotlight, where she showcases people who have really good tutorials, you know, or really good patterns. And she encourages people for that month to go and make things from her creator that she's spotlighting. And then she asks you to send pictures to her, either her Facebook page or her Instagram page, which she has listed in her descriptions. And then at the end of the month, she looks through all the pictures and she talks about what she made, and she does a drawing, and everybody who made something from this creator is entered into the drawing, and then she gives something away. So I thought that was such a neat thing to do. That's amazing, Erin, that you came up with that. So I made her, this month, her spotlight is Mikey from the Crochet Crowd. And I will link him below too. He's a huge, gigantic channel. So he has a lot of things to choose from to make. But I saw one that I liked, and it was called the Twisted Stepsister Headband. And I'll link the pattern for this below as well. But it's just a twisted headband. I think I've seen this pattern before, maybe under a different name. But I really do like the way that this looks. I think if I were to make it again though, I would not make it with this fuzzy yarn because I feel like the twist is kind of lost in it because of the fuzzy. Maybe I'm wrong, but to me, it doesn't seem as pronounced as others that I'd seen that were not made with fuzzy yarn. But this was what I chose to make, and I already sent a picture to Erin's Facebook group. So if you're interested in joining her, you can go and check out her station. She talks about it in some of her videos. You can check out her Facebook or Instagram page where she talks about it there as well. So I hope everybody has a great rest of their day. It's very, very dreary here. Have a great night, and I'll see you in the next video.